Welcome to the DIY Honda Garage channel. The Diagnostic Trouble Code DTC P2184 indicates a low voltage condition in the Engine Coolant Temperature ECT Sensor 2 circuit in Honda Civics manufactured between 2011 and 2015. This code is critical to the vehicle's engine management system, which relies on accurate temperature readings to optimize engine performance and reduce emissions. The ECT Sensor 2 is typically located in the engine's coolant passage, monitored by the Engine Control Module, ECM. The ECM uses the data from this sensor to determine the coolant temperature and make necessary fuel adjustments. Since the circuit's low voltage can lead to improper readings, it can cause the engine to operate inefficiently or even lead to greater engine damage over time if not addressed promptly. Diagnosing the root cause of the P2184 code is essential for restoring the vehicle's proper functionality. The Engine Coolant Temperature ECT Sensor 2 plays a pivotal role in monitoring the temperature of the engine coolant. Located within the engine's cooling system, this sensor provides vital data to the Engine Control Module, ECM, for regulating engine performance. By measuring the temperature accurately, ECT Sensor 2 enables the ECM to adapt fuel-air mixtures according to engine conditions. Positioned in a critical coolant passage, only technicians with appropriate access can easily reach this sensor. If there are issues such as a low voltage reading, it suggests there might be wiring problems, poor connections, or a malfunctioning sensor itself, impacting the ECM's ability to receive correct data. Overall, the ECT sensor is essential for both performance and emissions control, making its reliable operation mandatory. Several factors can trigger DTC P2184, including a faulty ECT Sensor 2, which may provide incorrect voltage readings to the ECM. This sensor could be damaged or failing, leading to incorrect temperature readings that compromise engine management. Another primary cause is potential wiring issues, particularly short circuits or breaks in the circuit connecting ECT Sensor 2 to the ECM. These can stem from wear and tear, poor insulation, or physical damage to the wires. Lastly, outdated ECM software can cause compatibility issues, affecting how the ECM interprets data from the ECT Sensor 2. It's essential to investigate all these causes to ensure a thorough diagnosis and resolution of the issue. When DTC P2184 is triggered, several symptoms may surface, all of which can affect vehicle performance. The most noticeable symptom is the illumination of the check engine light on the dashboard, alerting the driver that there is a problem with the engine management system. Additionally, drivers may experience poor engine performance, such as rough idling, stalling, or a decrease in fuel efficiency, which can be attributed to incorrect coolant temperature readings. This, in turn, can lead to increased emissions since the engine may not be running at its most efficient state. These symptoms make it vital to address the P2184 code promptly to prevent long-term damage to the vehicle. The first step in troubleshooting DTC P2184 involves verifying the problem. Begin by turning the ignition switch to the on position, which powers various electrical components without starting the engine. Next, you should utilize the Honda Diagnostic System, HDS, to check the ECT Sensor 2 in the data list. You are looking for specific readings. Ideally, the temperature should be around 356 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 Celsius or more. Alternatively, the voltage should not drop below 0.08 volts. If the readings reflect such conditions, this indicates that the failure is duplicated, and you should proceed to the next troubleshooting step. However, if readings are normal, it may suggest an intermittent failure, which could be due to poor connections or loose terminals at ECT Sensor 2 and the ECM. In such cases, these should be checked before further troubleshooting. For the second troubleshooting step, Start by turning the ignition switch to the off lock position to ensure safety while disconnecting wires. Next, you need to carefully disconnect the ECT sensor 2P connector. With the sensor now disconnected, turn the ignition switch back to the on II position to power the diagnostic system again. Use the HDS to recheck the ECT sensor 2 in the data list. Again, look for a temperature reading of about 356 degrees Fahrenheit, 180 degrees Celsius or higher, or voltage at 0.08 volts or lower. If either of these conditions are present, it implies that further action is required, specifically moving on to verify the connections and integrity of the wiring. However, if normal readings are observed, you should consider replacing the ECT sensor 2, as it may be malfunctioning even without visible signs of damage. The third step in the troubleshooting process requires that you first turn the ignition switch to the off lock position once again for safety. Following this, you should jump the SCS service check signal line using the HDS to manage diagnostic checks without interference. Once these preliminary setups are done, disconnect the ECM connector A 49P to access the necessary wiring for testing. Now, it's crucial to examine continuity between test points defined in the service manual. Test point 1 is located at the ECT sensor 2P connector number 2, colored green, while test point 2 should be connected to body ground. This continuity check is conducted with both the ECT sensor 2 and ECM connector A disconnected, which ensures an accurate reading without external influences. A continuity result indicates a short in the TW2 sensor wire running between the ECM and the ECT sensor 2, necessitating repairs. Should there be no continuity, further steps need to be taken, potentially including updating the ECM software. After completing the necessary repairs based on your troubleshooting, the final verification step is crucial. Start by turning the ignition switch to the off lock position and ensuring all connectors have been securely reconnected, including the ECT sensor 2 and the ECM. Once everything is back in place, turn the ignition switch to the on position to power the vehicle's electrical systems again. Utilize the HDS to reset the ECM, which clears any previously stored codes and recalibrates the system with fresh parameters. Following the reset, perform the ECM idle learn procedure as specified in the diagnostic manual to ensure that all adaptive strategies are correctly recalibrated. Finally, check for any pending or confirmed DTCs with the HDS. This will determine if DTC P2184 or any other errors persist. If problems continue to occur, assess connections and consider replacing the ECM if it was updated. Preventive maintenance is essential for avoiding reoccurring issues like those associated with DTC P2184. Regular inspections of the wiring connecting the ECT sensor 2 to the ECM can prevent potential shorts or damage from wear over time. Checking the operation of the ECT sensor itself on a periodic basis helps to ascertain that it's functioning as designed. Ensuring that the sensor is clear of debris and free from physical damage will support its longevity. Additionally, keeping the ECM software up to date safeguards against compatibility issues and optimizes vehicle performance. By adopting these practices, vehicle owners can greatly reduce the likelihood of encountering the same DTC in the future, ensuring smooth and efficient engine operation. In summary, DTC P2184 indicates a low voltage condition within the ECT sensor 2 circuit, which is integral to the Honda Civics engine management system. The troubleshooting process begins with verifying the error through the HDS and progresses systematically through checking the sensor and associated wiring. Possible causes include a faulty ECT sensor 2, damage to wiring, or outdated ECM software. Symptoms reveal themselves through warning lights and degraded performance, emphasizing the need for timely diagnosis and repair. Conclusively, implementing preventive maintenance measures can save time and costs associated with recurrent issues, thereby enhancing the longevity and efficiency of the vehicle. Addressing DTC P2184 not only restores optimal engine function, but also contributes to reduced emissions and improved overall vehicle performance. Please like and subscribe to the channel. See you next time.